What's up, Mid Michigan? I hope you guys are enjoying your Monday and had a great weekend because today is not too bad of a day, even though we got it started off to a rainy day. But hey, we will take it. It ain't snowing, so that commute is not as bad as it will be in a few months. So let's take a moment just to thank that. But I'm Kyle Macon. I'm your digital news anchor. And of course, I'm at the digital desk. So we're going to take a look at the big stories coming out of Mid Michigan. And I got just one crime story, and then the last two ones are feel good stories. So let's get right into it and take a look at the big stories coming out of Mid Michigan. So that first story I was telling you guys about is a officer involved shooting that actually happened here in Flint. But according to Michigan State Police, an officer involved shooting on Saturday resulted in the death of a 17-year-old. MSP says that troopers on patrol near Essex Street and Pasadena Avenue made contact with an armed suspect. Gunfire resulted in the suspect, a 17-year-old male, being shot and killed. A loaded pistol was recovered from the scene, but that's all we know right now. But obviously, this has just happened pretty much yesterday. So we're going to kind of let them do their investigation, figure out exactly what happens. And I'm sure as soon as we know, we'll let you guys know about kind of what led up to the shooting. And usually with stuff like this, they're pretty good about giving us sometimes. Might take a little bit depending on the investigation, but sometimes they'll give us the body camera video. So let's wait and see about that. And then moving over, like I said, I like giving you guys feel good stories that are kind of ways where we can help each other. And I have two stories that you can help each other out with. The first one is that Mott Community College are getting ready for the winter by hosting a blanket and sock drive. Obviously, if many of you guys are at home, you're all set. You got the blanket, you got the heat. But if you're outside on the streets or struggling, these are life-saving things. Just to keep you warm if you're out on the street. So the MCC Department of Public Safety is hosting a new blanket and sock drive for unhoused and endangered children and adults in the first week of November. So the new blankets and socks can be dropped off today and then November 7th from noon until 4 p.m. in parking lot B on the main campus in Flint. Police cruisers will be there to accept donations. They can either be dropped off at the public safety building during regular hours or anytime through November 7th. So pretty much they're asking if you guys have any socks that you guys want to give out or blankets. Obviously, they have to be new. But if you guys have anything, this is a good way for you to help your community out, especially those that don't have the money to, get a coat or, maybe has a coat, but it's a little worn down. These blankets and everything will really, really help. So if you guys are in this area and want to help, here's one way you can do it right at Mott Community College. And then moving over to this awesome story. And what a cool story, I got to say. There is a store in Clio that is actually helping Michigan foster children with essentials. It's a really, really cool thing. So the Foster Closet of Michigan, which, like I said, is in Clio, provides clothing, toys, shoes, and more things to children placed in the foster care system. These items are either new, gently used, and have all been donated by the community for the community. So the president and founder of the Genesee County branch of the Closet, Danielle Dickinson, actually grew up as a biological child in a foster home. And that's kind of where she got her heart for this mission. And since then, I believe they've actually fostered 25 children and adopted 7. So that's pretty amazing. But what it pretty much is just this closet where kids, whether they're in the foster care, they can come in, they get a homemade book bag, and then in that book bag, they can stuff it with all the items they need. And so you can see some of the stuff. Let me get on these photos. But a lot of times in these foster care systems, as we learned in this story, they come with nothing but the clothes on their back. And so you can see, obviously, there are clothes as well, but little bikes, little toys for kids, more toys in the back. It's just and here's the outside of the building. It's just a really, really good way to help those kids that are going through a really tough time. So originally the closet was only 15 by 18 foot room, and the owner said it was literally like walking into a closet. But thankfully they got the whole building now open. And so the great news is they're always accepting donations and people that are going to donate gently used or new items. And like I said, this is located in Clio, and they get about 15 shoppers a week outside of emergency visits. And then, like I said, those emergency placements happen if a child comes into care less than 72 hours and needs placement right away. And so they can pretty much call in the middle of the night, and Dickinson says they're always ready for that as well. So their greatest need is being new items. But if, like I said, if you have gently used clothing, the only thing they ask of you guys is to wash the clothes and get them. So all they have to do is just pretty much hang them up, because they do not have a laundry facility on site. But yeah, and also if you don't have anything to donate, there's also other things you can do. And actually, this is a quote from that director. There are a lot of projects people can do on their own. People make birthday bags, homemade pillowcases, and homemade blessed blankets. Just because you can't do something right now doesn't mean there isn't a good idea out there waiting for someone to present us. We're always open to fun new ideas. So if you're a crafty person and are looking to help the community, if you can come up with something cool, I'm going to guess, anything knitting, like hats, warm hats, socks, or things like that, I'm sure would be awesome. But it's a really great service for our communities. But today, I'm working on, unfortunately, some political stuff, because we got the election tomorrow, where obviously you can see the latest on the election tomorrow. I'm Mid-Michigan Now. I'm actually going to be with Paul Young's campaign all night tomorrow. We have a pretty long day in store for a lot of us news people. I'm going to be coming in at like 2:45, and I could be in this station until 1 in the morning. But hey, I'll do it for you guys, even though, as you know, I don't love politics. I don't like talking about it. I'd rather talk about feel-good stuff and stuff that we can help each other with. So, but anyway, for the latest, you can find it right here on Mid-Michigan Now. But that's pretty much all the time I have for you guys today. There is a JD Vance rally today. I don't actually know the exact location, but we will live stream. I think it's at 1:15 today. That will be on our Facebook and live stream to our YouTube as well. So if you want to check that out, that'll be coming up at 1 o'clock today. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoy your Monday, and I will see ya when I see ya.